Morning, church. Baptism is a threefold declaration. It is a declaration to the Godhead. I decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. It's a declaration to God's people that with you, I've decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. It's a declaration to an unbelieving world. No matter what you say, I've decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. That's why in New Testament times, people would be baptized knowing that facing the lions would come next. That's why today, people around the world are being baptized, knowing that their life and livelihoods will be taken from them at any time. When we are baptized, we stand with the gathering of believers across the world and across time and say, I want to be one of you. We have the privilege today to have a baptism and a testimony about following Jesus. So Sydney Hunter is here with her dad.
Good morning. As many baptism testimonies start that I've heard begin, I grew up in a Christian home. I have two loving parents, two older sisters, a little brother, and the Bible and God's teachings were held up for us in the highest regards. I never really questioned God because I felt that if my own parents, who had control over my life, willingly submit to someone higher up, how much more powerful was God? I went to church and listened, but it never went beyond that. December 27, 2018 marked the beginning of a trial that made me battle with God and how I thought of him. My parents bought a treadmill, and even though I was only 11, I devoted myself to losing weight. Over time, it spiraled into anorexia and then bulimia. I grew bitter towards friends and family, shutting them out when they got too close or tried to help. Isolation and self-harm became my only outlets for release from what my feelings were. I felt that God was an enemy to me because he did not seem to see me or hear me and strengthen me or heal me when I cried out to him. I was hopeless, lost, distant, and anxious. 2 days before youth camp 2023, I attempted an overdose. I still went to camp, but I felt a mixture of being both lost and hopeful. During ministry night, my dad prayed for me, and I felt so renewed and relieved. I thought, if my dad, who is so serious, is crying over my situation and cares for me, how much more does my Creator care? How much more do I mean to God? He never abandoned me in my struggles. I just shut my eyes to him, and he opened them that night. After camp, my Bible was constantly open and my hands folded in prayer, but I still felt my past darkness creeping around me. A week or two after camp, I was wrestling so hard, but I opened my phone and I saw a video about Psalm 27. I opened my Bible next and read the chapter at least 5 times. I was brought to tears by God's presence, and I felt reassured that his plans were good. I sat on the edge of my bed, choking on tears in the dark, and lifted my hands and said, God, I give it to you. I lay it all on you. It's yours. I repented of my sins and trusted in Jesus, and I felt his peace and care. I still have struggles with eating, sadness, and anxiety, but continue to work through it. My God, who saved Noah on the ark, who delivered the Israelites and Moses into the promised land, who fulfilled his promise to Abraham and Sarah, that same God sent his son to die and bleed on a cross for me. He saved me. My life will continue to be hard, but I want to struggle with him as my help. I know that he has me, and I owe him it all. Give me Jesus or give me nothing. He is my one thing. What more could I need or do or want when Jesus has done it all? I want to be baptized today to publicly declare my faith and love in Jesus Christ, who promises to wipe away my tears and died on the cross to forgive my sins and declare his love for me.
Sydney, on the basis of your profession of faith, I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.